is Shannon with For Humanities. Didn't necessarily mean to hit that button, but that's what happened. Hello, you guys. This is Shannon with For Humanities. And as you can see, we have special guests today. And I just wanted to have an opportunity to talk to you guys a little bit about, Survive and Thrive. We're still on the thank yous and the thank yous for Survive and Thrive. Definitely can see us over here on Periscope. So thank you for all of the folks who are coming in on Periscope. Thank everybody who's going to come in on Facebook, and then definitely for those who are catching the replay. Just to thank the folks who be catching the replay, and I see you guys. Thank you, Joaquin. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, CJ the Dad, Dr. Landry, Renetta. Thank all of you guys, because I see you guys. I'll be looking and seeing you guys coming in, catching the replay. So for those of you guys who know, we had just wrapped up last week. It's so surprising that we just wrapped up Survive and Thrive. After a year of planning, we finally got there. And just like anything, you plan and plan, and then it's like, bam, it happens. And it's like, it's over just that quick. And as you know, we're planning and already getting geared up for 2020. I definitely want you guys to be a part of it. It is all about writing the vision, and that's what we're doing, looking at how could we write the vision for the year and for the life of those who have battled cancer, and what are they going to do, the family itself, and how the whole point of recovery is seeing that vision. And as Sass would say, it's a mindset. And to be able to see your future is definitely important for you to do that. But having the right mindset to do that is definitely a good thing too. So as you can see, we got special guests in the house, and we have Jermaine Slayton. And Jermaine is definitely a wonderful friend. I can either call him between my son or my brother, one of the two. So it's he has been with me for a very long time. And I'm sure we'll get into the story from there. But the first thing is that, just for you guys who are coming in, his company is called Mainline Studios. And it is here in California in the Bay Area. For those of you guys who are in the Bay Area and you in need of having a videographer or a photographer, or someone just to kind of take your video and turn it into something that you love, and you can, definitely have it as a memory. Jermaine is the guy for that. So without all of that, I'm just going to let him introduce himself. Hello over there. Hello. Oh, you got a picture. Look at that. I'm going to let him introduce himself and tell a little bit about himself and his company and what does he do, and just some of those things. And then we'll go into a bunch of other little questions. So there you go, Jermaine. Introduce yourself.
Thank you. Like Shannon said, my name is Jermaine Slayton. My company is Mainline Studios. That's Maine with the E, not the Maine as the Maine state. It's Maine with the E, like my name. I've been a videographer, a video editor for about 11 years now, off and on. I've been coaching basketball as well. So I love coaching. So I was doing that for a minute with my kids. But back to video editing and being a videographer is one of my passions. I do got a couple of clips. I want to show you guys that, stuff that I've worked on in the past and everything real quick. So I'm going to do a share screen. Wait, how you do this? Okay. Uh-oh. As soon as I find my mouse, got it. Oh, I can do this one. Okay, so this is. I'm on my way. 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 My boy, when it's a good time. My boy, cause this time is mine. No losing, no wasting, no time. Good time the money can buy. I just wanna shine, I just wanna fly, I just wanna be fine. Tonight, no doubt, tonight is the night. We have to go out to LA. This is my class. I shot, and then.
Wow.
So this was from last week event. I did it one last. And then, this is last year's.
I want to say thank you for coming. I truly enjoy meeting
Hopefully I did the right one.
and learning about this journey.
Oh, this is the wrong one.
Thank you for coming.
Well, that is, well, no, that was the first year.
Yeah, but
This is last year. This is last
yeah, this
year.
is last year, but then this is not the.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the speech, and then this is this year's. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna stop sharing so I can find the button.
Okay. Wow. That was cool. So, for those of you guys who are watching, and thank all of you guys who just came in, we are here with Jermaine Slayton. He is the founder, CEO of Mainline Studios. He is our videographer and photographer. He was there. He has been with me since the first beginning and way before that. So, he was there, before cancer came, he was there, and here he is still here. But when we first started our first Survive and Thrive, he was there, video, being the videographer and video and capturing all of that information and everything that we've gone through and started from this point on. So this time I had to grab him up and drag him to Houston with me. All
Yeah.
the other ones have been here in California, but we were, in Houston this time, and we planning to go for next year. We'll be in Baltimore and New York. So for those of you guys who are in the New York area and you're, a part of that planning committee, we definitely would love to have you be a part of it to plan the New York Survive and Thrive Cancer Recovery. We're really looking for some great things. Me and Jermaine was just kind of brainstorming, and I think I was just emptying in my head of what I was thinking, but it's going to be great. New York is going to be totally different from Baltimore, so there is going to be a difference. We're going to have some great opportunities for those of you guys who would love to attend Baltimore and New York, because you're going to get a full impact of not just information about your health, wealth, and recovery, but we're going to have some entertainment and just some all around how to get your life back. This is all about getting your life and doing great things for yourself, because the vision of 2020 is definitely going to set us up for the next 5 years. And that is what our goal is. And see, Elaine is up and she's over there. She's in New York. And Elaine is all about getting you financially fit and in alignment. So we definitely, hope and feel that Elaine will definitely be our host there, because she's in New York. We got a few of you guys who are in New York. So we're looking forward to New York as well. So again, we have Jermaine Slayton here with Mainline Studios, and we just want to give him an opportunity just to share a little bit from the first Survive and Thrive that you recorded and just what you've captured, because you're kind of walking stealth mode. You be silent, nobody really see you, but you be there, but nobody really see you until like afterwards. Then it'd be like, oh, Okay, there we go. And then here we are, we have the results. So tell me from the first Survive and Thrive cancer recovery to the third one. Tell me what's an overall theme or what did you capture from watching the video again of what everyone expressed and showed during any of those conferences?
Well, I think each year it gets better. I mean, each year we have good speakers, but I mean, each year it seems like it gets more personal, more. I mean, this last weekend, I mean, I was pretty much almost in tears. I mean, I was like, I mean, because everybody was, it was just very touching. Yeah,
Right.
I'm around. Yeah.
Yes, it was. It was very touching to hear the stories and people who, again, had never really shared their story and having that opportunity to just be asked to get up and to share it and to be able to speak it and to get it off of their chest. I mean, we had folks who had been holding on to pain for so long and not really realizing, the triumph and the strength that they really had deep inside that they were able to just share with everyone right there and were totally in vulnerable places. And it was just good. It was a good environment. It was a safe place for people to be able to do that. So like for number one, the first one we were at the Hampton Inn or whatever that was. No, what was it? Doubletree, Hampton Inn? I don't know. I can't even remember now.
The one in Oakland was first, right?
Yes, when we were here in Stockton and we went there first because that was our first one. From that first one, that one you actually had a little bit of a clip. That one was really good. That was the first one that we did. And again, that one had the one great thing about that one is Sharon was there. She was at the first one and she actually got up and she spoke. Um, I haven't even went back even in the Facebook group to go watch it, but she actually got up and spoke, and she really wasn't feeling good even then. And at that point, I knew the cancer had been spreading, and she wasn't really feeling that well, but she still came and she spoke and she talked about her journey. And of course, during the planning of the second Survive and Thrive, Sharon passed away April. So she, wasn't there to be at the second one. And then definitely at the third one, she wasn't there. So her, supporting and honoring her and then definitely celebrating her is, something that I always would love to do and to be able to have her a part of it. But we definitely appreciate you being there to capture that and to be a part of that. And then we had different people who got up and shared their stories and their journeys. But looking at it from now with this year, what would be, I guess, one thing that you would pull away from that particular conference, this last one?
Well, I mean, definitely get yourself checked, basically, right? I mean, something everybody needs to do, man or female, either whether it's breast cancer, get whatever mammograms or whatever, just
Right.
get yourself pretty much just often, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's very important for people to not, it's a scary thing because no one wants to be the one that goes into the doctor's office and say, be there by yourself because you're not intending to go and hear bad news or hear news that you didn't want to hear, but to be there and then hear the doctor tell you that. And see, the thing is that they don't tell you that from the beginning. They don't. Now I can say when I went, because I felt the lump, I went there, and when I got they gave me the sonic, ultrasound rather. He did. He said, well, it looks like cancer, and it could be. But we have to, do a biopsy. So then he just said, hey, would you like to do the biopsy now? And I said, yeah, let's just do it. I didn't know anything about the biopsy and what it even entailed or what it was. I just knew I was there and I needed to get this done because I didn't want to go and I had to, and I sat with it long enough. I was actually, when I found it was on the 8th. So the 8th was sort of like close, like the weekend. It was like the whole weekend went past and I didn't say anything. I just kind of dealt with the fact that I was going to get this figured out and find out by that week. So I didn't share anything with my family. I didn't say anything. I just, I was just in silence. And it was more so, it was damage control. It was way, as Sass would say, getting my mindset right. I had to get my mindset right. I had to get my mindset in order before I could tell my family, to let them know, because I knew in their minds that me telling them that I had cancer, that it was going to be a breakdown. And the fact of the matter that I could not see the fact that my family would just break down. That was something I did not want to happen, because regardless to what that I was dealing with, it wasn't holding precedent over the fact of what my family would be dealing with. So I didn't want to have that. So it was more so, let me problem solve this. Let me do some damage control on what this person would do, or that person would do, or how this person would react. And so I remember on Friday when I did get the phone call, and I was at work, and they said that, it was cancer. And my thought said to him was like, okay, well, when do we start this? When do I, come in so that you guys can get this out of my body? Because, I had other things to do. I was getting ready to ramp up with For Humanities and, get my business up and moving. And then bam, here this come. And I was like, that was a setback. But the way I looked at it afterwards, it was more so a time to give me to get myself and get the thoughts of how I wanted the business to go and what did I want to do with my family and my time. So when the biggest thing for me is when that Friday, when I was on my way leaving work and coming home, and, I called and I had to tell my mom. And that was one of the hardest things that I had to do. But it was one of the things that I knew I had to do. And I wanted to tell her and let her know. And I'm the youngest, so as they say, I'm the baby. And it was very, very hard to do, because believe it or not, and what's so crazy is we kind of flashing in and out on Periscope. But anyway, I'm very private. As much as you see me here talking and I'm sharing with you guys, I'm very conservative and I'm very quiet in a sense. And I don't just sit around and share a whole lot of stuff. So me sharing that with my mom was something that was like, dang, here I am, I'm coming and I'm bringing this information. I've been telling her this of something that's going on with me, because, I've been fine, most of all of my life. But the day when I was on my way coming home and I had to share with her that I had cancer, and it's like, oh my God, how do you tell your mother, that you have cancer? And the one sound that you say from a mother, hearing her child say something's wrong with them is something you just don't want to have to hear, because we rather take it. We rather take it from our kids than have our kids have to deal with and bear things. And we rather deal with it because we're adults and we say, well, okay, we're older. We can think, we can do. A child is vulnerable. But the fact that when I told my mom, it was hard for me to tell her, because it was like, okay, what is she going to do or feel, or how was she going to take it? But she took it. She didn't take it as well as I would have hoped. But before she can get so all into the pain or the hurt of it, I just jumped in there real quick and said, hold on, no, it's gonna be good. Don't worry about it. It's not going to be, what we think it is. This is not going to be that something that just takes me out. I'll still be here, but it's not. And I just shared with her what God had shared with me about how this was going to go. And as of now, it's going according to plan and according to what he said it would do. So my thing is for you guys, as we talk about, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and here in October, that when you have someone who is being diagnosed, be sure to be there as support. And I know it's hard. And if you can't, not have a little tear, and no one's saying you can't cry, because it is hurtful to the fact of knowing someone that is, being diagnosed. But the one thing that you want to keep in mind is, how can you support them by showing them, give them a little bit of support. You don't have to always talk and say something. You don't have to. Being there and just physically being there is always just as good. Just to be there. You don't have to feel compelled to have a big long story or say how sad you are. That's not necessarily a place at the time. It's what can you do to shore them up so that they can, have that support as well, because they too need a shoulder to lean on. So my thing is that even from a male perspective, and Jermaine, glad that you were able to come on, is if for you, have you had anyone that you know of, besides me, that was diagnosed with cancer? And if you had, what was some of the experiences that took place, or if you didn't, if you know someone who has a family member that also has been diagnosed, how and what do you recall?
Well, actually, I don't. I haven't came across anything so far, luckily.
Mhm.
Anybody close to me that I can discuss, or our friend or family, our friend or
Yeah.
anything. Yeah. So right now, I'm in the clear so far. No, right now, anybody.
Right, right. And you know what? And that's definitely a blessing, because there are, plenty of folks who don't have anybody that has been diagnosed with cancer. They may have heard from a friend or somewhere like that, but, directly connected. And it's definitely a blessing to the fact that it does, you don't, but also just kind of keeping it in mind that it seems to be one of those things that are just coming and popping up. And we definitely want to bring awareness to it. And as you guys can see, the link here on the screen here is the website. And if you want to know more about what Survive and Thrive is going to be doing for 2020, you can go to that to the link www.surviveandthrivecr.org and sign up and register your name, and so that I will have it so that we can send you updates to what we're going to be doing in 2020, because it's going to be great. We're going to have fun. It's going to be fun. We're all about laughing and having a good time. It's not just serious stuff. It's having a good time. And even for the folks who were there, as the survivors that were there, we had laughter. It was fun. It was, we had some music. We had Sass do some Moulin Rouge and tell us exactly what it was meaning. And she was singing it in French. So, it was great. So, so if there's, anything, let's tell us a little bit more about your business and, what got you into videography?
Well, what got me into it? Well, first, I got a computer job. So I was sitting in front of a computer and I saw something flash through the screen when I logged onto Yahoo. I was like, "What is this thing?" So then it was Flash, and so then I started doing research, and then so I started building everything in Flash. Like that's when
Yeah,
I built your website in Flash. But
right.
you don't sort of do Flash, use Flash for websites or whatever. That's the wrong platform for that. But then
Right.
that's what got me started into like learning video stuff, and then I learned Photoshop because my coworker's like, "Can you place this our coworker head on this body?" So then that's when I started getting into Photoshop and everything. So everything started coming together. Then I started going bigger when I went from Flash to Premiere Pro and doing all Adobe stuff, and just love shooting video. I started shooting video with my kids basketball, doing highlights for them and stuff. So just love it.
Wow. Yes, and I remember that some time back. And just for those of you guys, I shared at Survive and Thrive Cancer Recovery Conference about my experience and how I, became where I'd gotten into graphics and design. And I would thank Jermaine for that. Jermaine is the one who showed me and taught me how to use Photoshop, because way before, when we were doing, actually, you know what? Do you have any old tea party stuff? And I know you do.
Yeah, sure I do. Yeah, I have it somewhere hidden.
Yeah, find some of that. Oh, remember when we were in Oakland and you kind of we had the thing and the people were like, "Are you part of the tea party?" I don't know if you even got any of that video. That was a mess. But when we did the name change and you did that for us, that was like cool. If you can find any of that old footage, that's like magic. I talk about it. But when we first started For Humanities, we used to be called the Tea Party. And Raquel, my girl, she was the one. This is her baby. She's my friend and my sister, might as well say, because her son is my son. And she had came up with this whole t-shirt thing. And I was just minding my social work business. And then she was like, "Oh, I want to do t-shirts and I want to call it the Tea Party. And I wanted to be with women, empowering each other and inspiring each other to do great things." And I was like, "Hey, that's so fun. That would be great." And then so she was doing that and she said, "Hey, it's called the Tea Party." And I was like, "Okay, let's do it." So then we decided, when Obama was running for presidency, and we designed this cool Obama shirt. I really like that shirt. That shirt, people love that shirt. I just really need to do it again. That shirt was so nice. People love that Obama shirt. And we designed this shirt. But then, as you know, a couple of years into his presidency, within like probably 3 years, the Tea Party came on the scene and they were all full of life and vigor and vinegar. And it was just crazy. And nobody really, not nobody, but a lot of bodies didn't really care for the Tea Party. So when we would do vending events, we would be there and we had our cute little sign and we had Raheem, our other art guy, he designed it up for us. And people would come up and they would say, "Oh, these shirts are so nice. I like them. They feel real good. This is real good." And then they stop and then they'll look up at our little sign that we spent money on and had it all designed, our little banner. And they say, "Are you part of the Tea Party?" And we would say, "No." And they'll look down back at the shirts and touch them. And then they just walk off. And I was like, after it happened like 3, 4 times, I was like, "This ain't working." I said, we gonna have to change this name, and we can't be calling it the Tea Party because that just was really not the business. But what I say that to say that is that it really does matter what the name of your business is, and that is the message that I will give you. It really does matter. It does matter what the name of your business is. It does matter on what you put into it, and it can cost you money. So you got to keep those things in mind when you're doing that. So hopefully Jermaine, he can find us some old video of the Tea Party.
I think that's gonna be on. I can't find it on this flash drive or my hard drive external. So it must be on another one, like one of the old ones that I kind of like put away, like archived. But I'll definitely try to find it though.
Yes. So it was definitely interesting. So with that, is there more you would like to share about what do you see, as far as without giving all the deets on that, but for 2020 for Survive and Thrive, where do you see Survive and Thrive going as far as the people we're going to touch and just how much it's growing and people are like really getting so involved with it?
Well, I definitely think if people can show up to the events, you will experience more. If you can, instead of looking at Shannon going live once in a while, I mean, if you can be there, you'll experience so much more. Definitely. And then, I mean, everybody's friendly. And like Shannon said, we have fun. I mean, besides of, the serious side and everything, but we have fun at the events. I mean, it's great. I mean, I loved it. Shannon did have to drag me out. I was like, it's gonna be a storm. It's gonna be. I was like, no, I don't want to fly. But
Oh, yeah, that was interesting. Well, where it got really good when you just knew like the day before we were flying.
yeah, like, are you flying tomorrow? Or he said, no, we're flying. I'm like, what? Really? Wait a minute.
Yeah, so that's just how it goes. But we're going to be good. We got another year, the fourth annual Survive and Thrive Cancer Recovery. So we are definitely going to be good. We are planning. So for those of you guys who are in Baltimore, if you want to be a part of it, go to the link here. I mean, our website. You can visit the website, get your name on the registry so that you can register to be there to know what information we're going to be doing and what's going to be happening. Let's make that a little colorful. So you will know all the details on when tickets are going to be for sale, how the travel packages are going to be set up so that you can start saving now, which is the best thing for those of you guys who want to be there. But, you know, at the last minute, you're like, okay, I don't have the, you know, the funds to be able to fly, but start saving now. We're kind of pricing things and looking at it that the flight, if you fly Southwest, or even if you fly what's that other one? American Airlines or something like that. You can, the tickets are about $250, $230. And let's just say your hotel stay is going to be, just call it $300, but that's a little high, but that's okay. Let's just put it all like that. So somewhere between the zone of $700, you would definitely be okay to be ready for that conference, and you want to be able to save your money. Now, for those of you guys who are going to be in both places, in Baltimore and New York, you are going to get a treat, because that is definitely going to be two different concepts, but it is going to still be about raising money for cancer recovery and for those who have been in this journey in battle. So we are definitely looking for ambassadors. We're looking for sponsors, vendors, and speakers. And we're going to have a speaker panel. So if you definitely want to be a part of that, we're going to have where you can go and sign up for a speaker panel to be a part of it. We're looking for specific titles. I will be putting up a post of what type. I did put up something recently of the type of speakers we're looking for, even to the vendors being in that same field, to be able to provide information for those who are in attendance about business, finance, estate planning, insurance, you know, health, you know, those type of things. So that's what we're looking to do. So with that, we got like just a few more minutes. Jermaine, is there anything else, again, you could tell us about where people can find you if they need any of your services, or if they have some video that they just got sitting around and they want to make it look fancy because they were like, it's just been sitting? Where can they find you to connect with you?
Well, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Mainline Studios. You also contact me through my email, mainlinestudios.com. But again, Facebook, Instagram, IG, I'm pretty much anywhere. You can just Google me. And again, as long as you put the E at the end of my name, you can find me on YouTube. You can find me anywhere, pretty much on Google.
Yes. Yeah, all over you can find them. So again, from some of the speakers, even from last year, who had video that they had, if you still are interested, I'm sure Jermaine can give you a price point for that if you'd like to have that video to be able to use. Because again, as you guys know, using your video, repurposing that video to be able to show a sample of your speaking style, because usually sometimes people want to know if you're going to be speaking at their events. They want to see where you have spoken before, what are your speaking, mannerisms are, so that you can show it. And then it also gives you an opportunity to have it on your website so people can see that you have spoke somewhere. And if something we haven't learned already about being entrepreneurs is to learn how to repurpose and, use those speaking points that you can have either as teaching points, again, that you can create some other material off of. You can create some ebooks, you can create a course from it, and then you can also just use it as a point of reference for your business. So definitely, for those of you guys who are interested in that, you can connect with Jermaine. And again, as he said, you can get to him at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and just pretty much everywhere in Mainline Studios or Jermaine Slayton on Facebook. So,
and it also I'm putting together a video for the vendors as well if they want to purchase that as well.
Yes, so vendors will be sending out videos for those of you, because see, the vendors this year, they were a part of the event. So they spoke like 2 times. They were able to speak. They spoke individually with interviews that I was doing with them. And then they also was able to come up to the platform and speak as well and share. And that's where it just got really, really touching and really real, where people were able to just share stories and talk about things that they just hadn't had the opportunity to share and speak. We had, a mom, I would call her grandma, but she came and she spoke about her story, as a survivor, and the fact that she has never really shared her story, publicly or out with people, but had the opportunity to be on the platform to share. And she was very, very happy that, we gave her that opportunity to be able to just share their story. You got to have to understand is that some people who are cancer survivors don't really talk about it, and they keep it to themselves, or they just deal with the fact of what they've gone through. And then here they are now. But then after it's done, it's sort of like they suffered in silence, but then they also healed in silence at the same time. And when they did that, it was something that they just wanted to get done and over with. It's kind of like eating your worst vegetables that you don't like. It's like just eat them up real quick so they can get out of the way, or throw them somewhere. And then once they're gone, and you don't speak of it no more. And cancer is just one of those things that you don't really want to speak of anymore. You don't want to keep talking about it. But when you're given an opportunity to just share the story from you as the survivor, and you as the person who gone through it, and just some of the things that you mentally dealt with, the plus, the minus, all of those things, and being able to share that is very touching. It does bring back a lot of hurt that you've dealt with, or just a lot of pain, or what have you. We had folks there who did just realize and discovered that they were, I guess, their own superheroes. And that was really touching to hear that you are your own superhero. You are the one who comes to your rescue when you need it, when it's times where you're not feeling that great, where you can pull yourself out of what you're dealing with. So we thank everybody who came and who was a part of Survive and Thrive Cancer Recovery. We're definitely looking forward to 2020. It's going to be great. I'm already working on graphics and working on the concept behind the way I want to have it set up. And it's going to be good. So we want you early birds to get in, to get your tickets. We're looking to sell tables first. Tables first will be our priority VIP guests, who are going to get some special gifts. We should have the returning of Anthony and Michelle, so I have to make sure we check in with her, because what we're going to be asking for some of you guys who are going to check in sooner, you guys are going to get something really special from her, and we're going to need your sizes. So those are some of the things that we're going to do, and as we do, we have bright ideas that come to my head, because that just popped in my head just now. So don't think I've been thinking about that. I didn't even tell Jermaine about that one. I was like, that just came to me right now. So that's where it's going to be special. So that's what happens. So anyway, Jermaine, you got some lasting words you'd like to say, about the conference. Again, encouraging those who would definitely come. And, anything else, again, about you and all the wonderfulness that you do.
Yeah, just like I said, if you guys can be there, you experience more, you learn more from the speakers, just from being part of the event. I definitely have, and touching on spending time on your business. You do have to invest. I started off with like a simple camera, and then slowly I started spending more and more into more fancier cameras, and I get more quality out of it. And I'm getting hired more because I've spent more. I have a better quality camera, so people know, pretty much what I have out there. So it's definitely something to look into, spending more time into your business.
Right. Now, that's very true. And those are definitely the things that we're going to be speaking on for 2020, is investing in yourself and investing in your health, investing in your potential wealth is definitely important, because regardless to what it is that you're doing, if you have family, you want to be able to be there for them and have things in place so that you can support them from either you're here or you're not here. Is leaving those, as they say, leaving those legacies so that your children and your children's children will be able to know what you did and what mark you had in their lives and in your community's lives. So you definitely want to invest in yourself and invest in your business so that it can grow, and then that you can grow as well. So we definitely appreciate that last ending word. But again, Survive and Thrive Cancer Recovery 2020 is coming. We want you guys to be a part of it. Again, we have Jermaine Slayton here. He is the videographer and the photographer of Survive and Thrive. And we're going to be taking him everywhere. So we are. We just got to, just be ready for the flight. And that's it. Yeah. It wasn't so bad.
No, it wasn't so bad. No.
It wasn't so bad. So thank all of you guys for being in here. We thank you guys again. I'm Shannon. Thank you, Elaine, for hanging out. I don't know if Elaine is still in here or not, because she's over there in New York. So it's late. So we thank Elaine for popping in. And then all of you guys who are going to catch this replay. Thank you guys. And be sure to share this out. Share this with someone that you know that are, definitely a cancer survivor or someone who's just been diagnosed. They need to be here because they need that support. The one thing that did definitely resonated is that there was so many people there that was either survivors or they had family members, and everyone was able to speak. I think there was a whole lot of survivors there, and they were able to speak and share their stories, and everyone got a little bit something different and shared a little bit of different things about their journey. So that was great. So thank all of you guys. You guys have a wonderful evening. And this is definitely a part of the Cancer Talk TV, but also Survive and Thrive post celebration of another year down. And now we're planning for the next year. And we just look forward to having you guys all there. And be sure to stay tuned. Go to the website at www.surviveandthrivecr.org and find out more. Put your name on the list there so that you can get up-to-date information about what we're doing, and a way that you can sponsor as well, or know some sponsors that you can send our way. We definitely would appreciate it. So have a great evening, and we talk with you guys later. Bye-bye.